Hi Pisces, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Pisces, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. That is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have the Strength card, right? So the first thing that I want to say to you is this is a week for you to look after your physical body. Your physical health and vitality must take paramount, right? Whatever else you've got going on, whatever other obligations you have to do this week, the physical health takes precedent, all right? That being said, the Strength card is really asking you to dig into your own courage this week. This is about going after something or chasing after something that you should dare to want, that you should dare to dream about. This isn't really, in effect, it's you kind of mustering up the courage to go after something that might feel, might feel not out of bounds, but maybe previously felt like it was out of your reach. This is a week for you to dig deep, whether this is applying for that new job, whether it's going for that new pay bracket, whether it's changing industries, whether it's deciding that you're going to be a parent, like whatever it is, it feels like it's something big to you. And this is you having to really dig deep in all of these areas of life to get them to work together so that you can have whatever it is that you desire. This is you really asking yourself at the deepest core of who you are, in that heart space, what do I want right now and how am I going to make it happen? For your actions and options this week, what are you doing? Okay, so this week you have the Seven of Swords, right? So where is it that you've lied to yourself, Pisces? Where is it that you've told yourself a story that you know now, deep down, is no longer true? Where is it that you, excuse me, where is it that you have, sorry, where is it that you no longer have, you're no longer buying into a story that you've told yourself for a very long time? I'm not worth that salary. I don't have the intelligence to get that degree. I can't go back to school. All of that kind of stuff. Like this week, this is you conquering that. That Seven of Swords it basically says you are coming out of a period where you have lied to yourself or where you've allowed other people's voices in the back of your head to shape the narrative of your life or to kind of almost like dictate to you what you can and can't do, who you can and can't be. And I think there's this really powerful, deep sense of honesty this week that is coming forward. It might be for some of you as well that you feel like you're waking up from a spell, where you feel like you're waking up from a dream and you've got this sudden newfound sort of determination to make something happen or to really get something, what's the word, initiated. So, this could be great. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Death card. So I'm going to be honest with you, it does look like you're getting some challenging news this week. You've got that Seven of Swords there and you've got the Death card and it's underneath the Strength. And this does suggest that maybe this week maybe there is news of a death. Maybe there is news of somebody passing over. This could also be as well where an opportunity that you were promised in the professional sphere, you find out now that it's not going ahead or that it never was. This could be that you discover a lie from an employer, maybe from a business colleague or somebody that you were going to collaborate with. The reason I say this is the Death card for those of you that are employed. It suggests that something that you were chasing, something that you were wanting, something that you needed is not now going ahead, right? So there's this consideration of, well, crap, that's not happening. And I kind of feel like with that Seven of Swords, it's almost like, maybe it never was and you just didn't realize it. And now you are realizing it. For those of you that are business owners, one way that this might show up for you is a client you know, or a collaborator may have told you that things were one way, and this week you realize that they're another. Like I said, there's this coming out from behind the veil this week. It's like you're seeing things much clearer this week than maybe you have in a long time, or certainly recently, let's say. And I kind of feel like in a lot of ways, that's going to be the thing, right? It's going to give you the impetus to say, you know what? I'm gonna go after what I want now. This is like the right push that you needed to start really thinking about, okay, whoa, nearly threw away a whole bunch of time there, but not gonna do that now. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this week, and like I said, for all of you, please, 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 your physical health and vitality has to be paramount this week. If you are retired and no longer working, this might be a time where some of you are having to retire a hobby, something that you really love to do, or something that you really, you know, enjoy doing. Maybe the time isn't there, maybe the money isn't there, maybe your body's not up to it anymore. Gosh, you know, like, I'm not even going to go into it. For the love and relations, you have the Queen of Swords. No, you've got the Justice card. So, for those of you that are single, this almost suggests to me, I'm destroying the display, this almost suggests to me that whoever the potential has been up until recently, you now see this person in a very different light. And it kind of tracks, especially with where we're at the moment, because Venus is about to go direct, right? So at the end of this week, as we come into Sunday, Venus will be fully direct at that point. And I kind of feel like you'll be seeing a relationship, a potential partner, somebody that's kind of, you know, somebody that you've had fun with, but you weren't sort of committed to. I feel like this week you're going to see them very, very differently. And this will be the deciding factor of whether you're in or out on that relationship. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, I got to be really honest with you. It feels like it might be you that gets caught in the lie this week. I know for most Pisces, there's, you know, every sign has a dark side, and I'm gonna be talking all about them this year, trust me. All that aside, though, this combination, it suggests that the lie is coming from you. And maybe that's what the Death card is for some of you as well. It's that something that you tried to perpetuate. And again, it might be a story that you've told yourself so much that you believe it's real, and now this week it's discovered, right? Maybe your partner says, you know, calls you out on something, and you're like, "What? I don't do that. I didn't." And then all of a sudden you're like, "Oh my gosh, yes, I do that." And then you start to dig, and you start to understand why. But yeah, it feels like some of you are caught in a lie this week. I feel like it's going to be you. And my advice would be, don't dig a hole, right? Once you're caught out, once whatever it is revealed, even if you've done this to care for your partner, to protect them or whatever, do not dig yourself a hole. Just let it be. Once it's out, right? That's actually a moment of liberation. Allow yourself to have that. And more importantly, you know, love your partner well enough to give them the honest truth as well. For your money and materials, you've got the 9 of Pentacles, right? So, I mean, this is kind of nice. It does suggest that this week you may be a little bit spendthrift. You know, and if there are some intense things that come up this week, maybe you're doing some retail therapy to make yourself feel better, which is, you know, it's not a bad thing. Just ensure that that retail therapy isn't going to cost you much later down. In the relationship sector, that money and materials card could actually be very nice because it suggests that there's a more equal footing in a relationship. So one way that this could show up, especially with the lie that you're discovered in, maybe you've been struggling financially and you haven't wanted to tell your partner about it, and you've been telling them, oh no, everything's fine, and then they realize somehow, you know, some way, because the universe is like that, that's not actually the case, and they call you out on it and say, well look, you said you were okay, why wouldn't you let me help you? Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be that you've lied to them or cheated on them or whatever, but it does feel like there's something that you've withheld that this week is likely to be discovered. For your physical health and vitality, the Nine of Pentacles is Virgo ruled, so this is all to do with your digestive system this week, right? So you've got to look after your tummy. What are you eating? What are you fueling your body with? What are you putting in it? How are you looking after yourself? And this is really important because you've got that Strength card, right? And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, the Nine of Pentacles is all about beauty, aesthetics, making the home more pleasing, more comfortable, more enjoyable, right? So this is a week to really get into this. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.